Hey, this is Dean for StreetFighterTradingSystem.com. Sonic Boom! So I just want to make a little video with some order flow, aka footprint observations that I'm making at the moment, and maybe someone is inspired to also start doing that or sharing his or her investigations on that subject. Yeah, and if you never looked at this footprint chart, then maybe you start doing it in hindsight, and then maybe live if you don't want to trade anymore and just observe a little bit. It's just a thing that that's how I do it. I just look at it, and especially in hindsight, first I try to find good things, and then also while trading, more and more you get used to it, to watch both at the same time. Yeah. And probably it's a really good exercise then to later start with the order book. Okay, so that is from Friday. Yeah, guess you'll remember the day if you looked at it or were even looking at it live. I wasn't around, but I now watched it in hindsight. And so here is a failed two-legged pullback, or ABCDE move, that I wouldn't take and wouldn't have taken live, because for me this is like maybe one impulse, two, three, and I'm not looking for a reversal after only three. It is a good bar, not perfect, but it's good, because per definition 25%, yes, it closes in the lowest 25%, so good bar, but nothing else. So Papa score 1 out of 5. It needs more going for it, I would say. One thing could be that it's after the 7th impulse, right? But also maybe we can see in the footprint what happened, because the footprint offers us like a microscope. We see inside the bars, even though it's not live. So let me scroll that over here. Even though it's not live, we still see much more. So this is the ABCDE just now on this footprint chart, and we see the bar, the doji here, before it triggered, before the two-legged pullback triggered. It has some interesting features. So one thing is this 525 to 0. That means 525 buy market orders have been made. Doesn't have to be in one block, and that's what we do not see in hindsight. It could have been that it hit multiple times, so maybe 100, 250, 496, and then 525. It could also be in one batch, 525. And this shows us, but what it means is there have been 525 market orders being bought, and thus 552 sell limit orders have needed to sit there, right? So they ate up the market orders. If there would only be 100 limit orders here, then prices would just most likely shoot up, right? But they didn't. So this principle is called absorption. If for many times there's different degrees probably of absorption, but as I understand it, is a level gets hit many times with market orders and the price cannot move through, and the orders, they increase, they stack up. This means that either there were already tons of limit orders sitting there, or they just get replenished, that some dude, probably algorithm or whatever, doesn't matter, sits there and just keeps on filling them up. It's called absorption. But then on the downside, if we look left, just the next level down, is the opposite a bit, like 805 sell market orders being eaten up. And yeah, okay, the price moved through at some point, but So here it's like a tug of war between two levels, and I see that pretty often. So um, if you see that, or just observe it and tell me what you think. But for me, it's just like I wouldn't want to do anything in here. It's like being in the middle of two fighting, parties. They're immediately next to each other and don't want to give in. Yeah, at some point it went down, but whatever. Okay. So this is this bar, right? And it ended up as a doji, which actually, if we look at the delta, so this is the difference of the amount of buy market orders versus sell market orders being made. We can say it's close to zero. And what that means is there should not be a difference. So the candle should be neutral, and it is. So this doesn't tell us anything, or like it just everything aligns, with the story is okay. Story makes sense. So we don't have to do anything because there is no side being favored in a way. Then it triggers the two-legged pullback, right? And what happens now is, so let's say it went up. We just have to make some assumptions now. So it couldn't really move up far, and not much has been traded, being absorbed a little bit, 62.7, yeah, and then it moved down again. This level that was heavily absorbed before again gets absorbed heavily. So all in all, this level here already had 1,200 and something, I guess, yeah, market buy orders without a lot of effect. The price is still below it, right? Like at the end of the bar. Yes, okay, the next level down we see the opposite again. But the thing is that in the end, the bar closes down here. So it closes below this. You can imagine it's like a little battlefield here, and the price closes below. So it moved past. It moved past this for now, right? We see a delta of 290 to the buy side. What should this mean for the bar? It should mean the bar should be green, probably. I mean, that would be just when everything aligns. More buyers equals prices go up. But what happens? Prices went down during this bar. So here we have a story that doesn't line up. And this means that even though there is more buyers, they couldn't do a lot. So I think this is a great opportunity to sell now, below this bar, right? Because also we are protected. We're protected from the point of control. That is just where the most volume got traded during that bar, right? So we could, if we have a two-stop fixed limit stop loss, if we go right below it, it would be still within the bar, quite a bit of ticks away from the point of control. If you want to go really sure, we throw a limit order such that we are with 2 points above the bar once this bar breaks lower. Okay. Yeah, so this would really lead me live to take this trade, I would say. Tell me what you think, and let's look at another example. Actually, one of a TTT. That is the Trappers, inspired, or inspired by Risky, on our group. And then I think Papa also made a video about it. It's basically A, B, C, D, E. So you can say in the old jargon a failed second entry. That fails as well, and we take yet the other side. Okay. So anyway, this one looks pretty good. Pretty good. Because we are after a reload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like here you can find 5 waves. Reload. We are only after the first impulse. Right? So there is no reason to go short here. No reason to trap anyone. So we wouldn't be in there, but it did trigger. So we can try to take the other side here. And you can also see the blue line, which was here resistance, turned into support, right? This blue line. There was one failure to go below it, immediately failed, and now we touch it from above again. So that's also very good. Plus, it's above the EMA SMA confluence zone here. There is just a lot going for that trade. Great. Let's look into the footprint to find maybe even more, because it's interesting. 1737 should be here. Yeah. So you see the blue line is the same, the ABCDE. Then here we wouldn't enter right below it. And then we look at this bar. And we just see there is some absorption here, 333, 445. Here is not a lot, 180. So absorption wise, there is some, not a massive amount that, that I would like to see. But just below, there is some where the point of control is. We are above the point of control, but most importantly, the delta is nearly minus 400. So sellers were way more active. What was the effect? Nothing. They couldn't achieve anything. The bar stayed even green, not even a doji, it's green, right? So I could call this delta divergence, which adds just another layer of confirmation for me. Even though probably we wouldn't have needed that for this trade, it is nice to see, right? Sellers tried again here and they failed one more time. Okay, well, I hope this this is helpful and you or inspires you to also start looking at it. Tell me what you think. For me, it's really helpful to try to explain stuff, and yeah. So just let me know, and I hope it was helpful. Bye bye.